Modakeke nílé mi o, ìlú tó gbayì o. Àpà kọ́lẹ̀ bí o, ọ̀nà ló má jìn o.
Modakeke nílé mi o, ìlú ọgbọ́n. Modakeke nílé mi o, ìlú tó gbayì o. Àpà kọ́lẹ̀ bí o, ọ̀nà ló má jìn o.
Abuja tọmọ wà kò gbàgbé ilé. Amẹ́ríkà tọmọ wà kò gbàgbé ẹbí o. Dubai tọmọ yín lọ kò gbàgbé ara o. Ojoojúmọ́ lọmọ ń jọ̀rọ̀ ilé lẹ́nu. Ọ̀nà Abuja ló jìn ọmọ yín wúlò.
Modakeke nílé mi o, ìlú ọgbọ́n. Modakeke nílé mi o, ìlú tó gbayì o. Àpà kọ́lẹ̀ bí o, ọ̀nà ló má jìn o.
Let's introduce to you the ancient town of Modakeke. Modakeke is intimately and closely linked to and intertwined with the consequences of the internecine wars that ravaged Yoruba land in the 18th century. The wars saw the collapse of the old Oyo Empire and establishment of new settlement across Yoruba land in the period and time. Modakeke was thus established on a virgin land in 1845. The name Modakeke was not just a conjecture. It was derived from the chirpings of a nest of storks around the site of the new settlement. The appellation Akoraye is a contraction of Akoraye. Storks find ample space. The name of the area, Iraye, is a derivative of this appellation. According to J.F. Adeajayi and Robert Smith, in Yoruba warfare in the 19th century, Oba Abiwila created a separate township as Modakeke just outside Ile-Ife for the unassimilated settlers. All historical accounts therefore confirm that the land was given to Oyos. There were no strings attached. It was a direct allocation by Oni Abiwila for strategic reasons. Oni Abiwila allocated the Oyos, that is, Modakekes, outside the walls of Ife city, deputing one Adigboro to accompany Oyos to the site and mark out the settlement. On the Oyo leader, he conferred the title of Ogunsua, signifying warm womb Ogun, the god of war, as blessed with fortune. That has become the title of all rulers of Modakeke to this day. Before the 1959 chieftaincy declaration, Ogunsua of Modakeke was one of the recognized communities as one of the chiefs appointed to the then Western Region House of Chiefs. Ogunsua Awotobi was appointed in 1954. Hierarchically, in Ife land, the Ogunsua of Modakeke was number 3, ranking after Oni of Ife and Akpetumodu of Ikpetumodu. Modakeke yesterday and today, Modakeke is developing. Therefore, let me take you to the circulation. Of the 3 conventional road types obtainable in Nigeria are in existence in Modakeke. These are Trunk A roads, Trunk B roads, and Trunk C roads. The only Trunk A road in the town, Undo Road, covers approximately 6 kilometers. The total length of the Trunk B roads can be put approximately at 110 kilometers. The Trunk C roads that are paved are over 20 kilometers. However, some parts of the Trunk B roads and most of the trunksy roads need to be rehabilitated. There are no paved walkways, sidewalks, or cycle lanes in Modakeke. Meanwhile, no one can accurately put a specific figure to the total length in kilometers of all the access roads that are not motorable in the town. Yet, there are no alternatives to most of the said roads in the town. The intervention of the governor of Osun State, Alhaji Gboyega Oyetola, in respect of Itasin Famia Road is utmostly appreciated, as this gesture has saved so many lives and businesses as we enjoy 3 kilometers laid with asphalt today, while we hope that the remaining 10 kilometers or thereabout will be attended to in no distance time by Osun State government. In addition to the roads, there are over a dozen bridges begging for repairs in the town of Modakeke. In fact, some covered bridges were damaged during the last diversion when Olarewaju Bridge was rehabilitated. The development in some rural areas of Modakeke is enormous, but there is no electricity due to the lack of transformers for the teeming populace at the said new areas. There are no overhead or pedestrian bridges in all our busy roads. Other road facilities in the town include several bus stations, bus stops, Okada parks, Korope loading points, and at least 3 trailer parks. We have urgent need to have our major roads in the town motorable. The following roads are very key to economy of Modakeke: Obande to Gbalefefe Road, Ishuyare in Modakeke to Obafemi Awolowo University's Gate, Ile-Ife, Idiomo to Alapata Itasin Road, Iraye Junction to Adeshiyan, Ondo Road Okedio to Modakeke's Palace, Itameri, Alagbagun to Kule, Okeamola, and so on. Modakeke Akoraye, Ọmọ Ogun Telodo, Ọmọ Akinloju Ogun. After many decades of existence and practical neglect by the authority, the people of Modakeke, a town that falls under Ife East Central Local Council Development Area in Osun State, Southwest Nigeria, are again calling on corporate bodies, state and federal governments to come to their aid in the development of their hometown. With a population of about 500,000, this ancient town lacks visible public infrastructure, dilapidated roads, non-availability, potable water, lack of healthcare facilities, among others, adorns the town. Indigents of Modakeke express their pains and predicaments.
The only problem we don't have enough presence of governments, both federal government and state governments. We don't have their presence in our town.
In 1997 to 2000, challenge or problems that we had was that we applied for a local government, as requested by the federal government. The local government was actually granted because it was written that the Ife East, because we wanted Ife East, and we asked for Ife East, and they said that Ife East was carved out of Ife North, where we were before that time. And when there were a lot of manipulations here and there, so rather than carving Ife East from Ife North, what we saw was that they carved Ife East from part of Ife North and part of Ife Central. so which reduced us to a level to a minority level. Before that time, we were having Modakeke citizens or indigent at the House of Rep and other political places. But with that incident, it was difficult for Modakeke to even have a representative in the House of Assembly in Osun State. So that, to us, is a big challenge. And 3 wards that we have been in about 20, 30 years ago is still sustained to date. So 3 wards, what can 3 wards do?
We have not been feeling the impact at all. We have not been feeling the impact of the federal government. I cannot say that this is what the federal government has done for us in Modakeke in terms of infrastructural development. And this is very sad, because the Modakeke people, we are not anti-state or federal government.
If you look at the population distribution of the town, you know that we have youth that have great aspirations, and then these aspirations and ambition call for education that will make this dream a reality. Therefore, I want to call on the government and the people that care about the future of the town to come to its aid in terms of the provision of institutions of higher learning, because we have the threshold population to support as many universities as possible. So we call on prospective proprietors of universities to come to the town, and I know that they won't be disappointed when they come around.
All our roads are in miserable condition. Through our efforts, we're able to manage and build bridges here and there. It's not perfect, but we still very much need the support of the state government. There is a lot that the local government and state government can do for us, but we will continue to ask and ask and ask for both safe and very well.
Looking at the health sector, there is no way you can be sick in Modakeke and find a special place, urgent place for you to treat yourself. If anything is urgent, sorry, it is too bad. So we need hospitals. It's the hospital that is built at the junction at Okedio. Sorry, the place is closed up. No doctor, no health worker. Even if we want our people to patronize the place for their health care, there's nobody to care for them. It is very annoying. So we need hospitals, we need doctors, and we need health workers.
We have a hospital, primary public health center, built by the state government, but it's not well staffed. About 2 years ago, we scouted around. We got somebody who provided some money to purchase equipment, materials, diagnostic materials in the hospital, but no doctor. It took me about 6 months to fight for a doctor. Unfortunately, the man died maybe late last year, and since then, none is posted to replace him. They have not replaced the one. The excuse is that there is shortage of manpower. So if they can, because there is no point having a hospital without a doctor, having a hospital without having nurses. The nurses are unable to do shift because they are not enough. You don't expect somebody who did morning duty to do afternoon and at the same time night duty. So shortage of staff.
Chief Olutoriola, the Otun Balogun of Modakeke, equally regretted that other neighboring communities fall under our local government which sees to their development, but Modakeke remains underdeveloped due to lack of local governments. It therefore urges Osun State and federal governments to come to their rescue urgently for all social amenities and infrastructural development in terms of rehabilitation of dilapidated roads, potable water, electricity, and to provide them medical health workers in their medical health facilities that remain empty.
Modakeke people are hardworking people. They are serious farmers, and from the process of their farm work, they were able to train their children. Right now, I'm glad to tell you that through the efforts of all the elders and the community leaders in Modakeke, we were able to build town hall, post office, even the police station, the current police station. We were fortunate that Wemba Bank established a branch in Modakeke. We gave them land and all that. From there, we have been taking care of ourselves in many ways. There is a lot that government can do for Modakeke. I have just explained to you all our efforts through, peasant farmers, traders, and all that. We gather money to do all these things for our community. If we can do that, we expect a lot from the government. We need big hospitals to be able to cater for our people. We need secondary schools, more secondary schools, and even tertiary institutions, polytechnic, colleges of education, even the university. And apart from that, we need the government to upgrade the status of our local government from an area office to full local government. In a nutshell, we want government to equate us with other local governments so that we can enjoy all the goodies from state and federal government.
On his part, Chief Goke Akinrotimi, the Bobajiroro of Modakeke, emphasizes on the communal efforts of the people to bring development to their hometown through building of schools, police station, health centers, roads rehabilitation, and bridge construction, among others. With its size and population, Modakeke has only 3 wards, which was awarded by the federal government in 1976.
If we are to go by our population and the voters' registration in Osun State, there is no reason why the state government and the federal government should not do what we encourage the Modakekes for them. The road network within the town is nothing to write home about. The roads, the bridges, they are nothing to write home about. In a situation where the town that is not as big as Modakeke are enjoying good internal roads, there is no reason why the government, either the state or the federal government, they should come to our aid and make sure that our roads within the town are motorable by all means. The state and the federal government should come to our aid by providing good health facilities for us. Then the electricity supply, I know it's a general problem, but I believe the federal government should do something. We built a electricity powerhouse. If the electricity powerhouse is functioning well, there will be no reason why any part of Modakeke will be experiencing blackouts for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or more. This is not good enough, considering our population, as I have said earlier on.
And for Rotarian Julius Odegbemi, National President Modakeke Progressive Union, MPU, stressed that Modakeke, being the 7th most populated town in Osun State, is prime to be given a status of a local government.
Modakeke as a community, Modakeke is broken into 12 wards. The 12 wards will be standard. The 12 wards will be standard. So since 1976, we have been pegged on 3 wards. So we want government to increase our wards based on our population. That's why I said if we have a full local government, we can accommodate 12 wards conveniently in Modakeke.
Professor Ayo Isawumi, the Akpesin of Modakeke, also share this sentiment.
Initially, I said we don't have the presence of the government very well in our town. Actually, we don't have anybody representing us in the local government. I mean, the state and federal government. I want young people to be coming home, because you have many young people who are in position of authority in their own way in Nigeria now and outside. So we want them to be coming home and take part in the development of the town.
And Professor Samson Wale Fadari point out few problems facing Modakeke people.
Some cities and in Osun State that were 2 wards or 3 wards, they're now full-fledged local government. And I just want to refer to a place like Odote, Orolu, that complex used to be one local government. There are now 3 local governments. From all these that I have said, I think it will be necessary to first of all solve the political problem in town. By the federal government, to increase the number of wards that we have, so that people will be more, represented in places, so that we could have enough wards to have a representation, at the assembly in Osun State, and for other political, avenues in the country. Once we have a federally recognized local government, it will be easy for us to be more active politically in town. We have the population for all these requests, because in 1991 census, the population figure of Modakeke, was 108,000. And we believe by now, at least if we look at by the growth, development growth or population growth of 5.0%, we will have, I'm sure by now we will be approaching 200,000 or more. So, and with that population, I think we should have some kind of representation, everywhere, or have the opportunity of being represented everywhere. So I trust and believe that the federal government will be sensitive, to this request.
It therefore urges Modakeke and Nigerian youths to shun fraudulent characters, but do their best to be positively useful for their community. To crown it all, the traditional ruler of the town, Oba Moses Oladejo Oyediran, Ajombadi III, the Ogunsua of Modakeke Akoraye, urges corporate bodies as well as sons and daughters of Modakeke, both home and abroad, political leaders and government at all levels to work together for the development of the town, with the renewed call for government intervention both at the federal level and state level.
Wọ́n sọ wípé àjọ agbègbè mẹ́ta lọ láti 1975 à ń bímọ à ń gbéyàwó a sì ń pọ̀ sí ṣùgbọ́n àwọn tí wọ́n ń ṣèjọba fún wa wọ́n dẹ̀ wá mọ́lẹ̀ ni tí a bá lè jábọ́ hallelujah láàkẹ́ a sì di òmìnira pátápátá ẹ wàá bá a kígbe síjọba dìgbà tá a wà yìí Modakeke ló ń ṣe nǹkan ìfúnra ẹ̀ àgbájọ ọwọ́ ní Àbújá ní Òṣogbo ní ìbílẹ̀ lókè díò ohun tí ẹ bá lè sọ fún ẹ kàn ṣe fún wa ẹ bá wa kígbe sókè kò sí orúkọ tí wọn ò ti pè wá wọ́n pè wá ní Ifẹ̀ North àwa àti Pétúmọdù àjọ ń ṣepọ̀ nígbà tó yá Ifẹ̀ àti Pétúmọdù wọ́n papọ̀ wọ́n mú Modakeke kúrò nínú ẹ̀ wọ́n sọ di Ifẹ̀ North East ó tún yá wọ́n tún ń pè wá ní Ifẹ̀ North Central báyìí orúkọ tó wù wọ́n ni wọ́n ń pè wá kí ló dé pé lọ́dọọdún ni wọ́n ń yí orúkọ wa padà kí ló dé tá ò fi lè ní local government tó jẹ́ òtítọ́ àti òdodo a ò pọ̀ ní a ò kànìyàn ní a ò bímọ ní a ò fẹ́yàwó ní. ẹ fi Modakeke hàn bí a ti tọ́ àti tá a sì ń retí lọ́dọ̀ ìjọba ti àgbáyé ti Àbújá ti Òṣogbo àti ti Òkèdíò. Ariwo yín ní ó gbé wa débi tá ò dé. Ọ̀rọ̀ yín ní ó gbé wa débi tá ò dé. Ẹ má fi pamọ́. Ẹ kẹ́gbẹ́. Ẹ pariwo. Àwọn tí wọ́n mú wa mọ́lẹ̀ kí wọ́n mọ́lẹ̀ yà mú wa lẹ̀ mọ́. Gbogbo akitiyan tí ẹ bá ṣe Ọlọ́run yóò jẹ́ kó ṣiṣẹ́ dáadáa fún wa. A kó nú òkùnkùn, a kó nú ẹ̀rọ̀fọ̀, a sì di òmìnira.
Ọmọ akọ tí ń bẹ ní Mali ẹ darí wálé èyí tó ń bẹ ní Turkey ẹ wá tún lè ṣe akọ tó ń bẹ ní Europe ẹ rántí ilé òtẹ́ni ń tẹ́ni o ìdọ̀tí ní takitan o.
Modakeke nílé mi o ìlú ọgbọ́n. Modakeke nílé mi o ìlú tó gbayì o. Àpàkọ́lẹ̀ bí o ọ̀nà ló má di o.
There are growing belief among the people that the present administration would come to rescue of the ancient town. Meanwhile, Modakeke boasts many public and civic buildings, most of which were built solely through communal efforts, such as Modakeke Town Hall, Modakeke Event Center, the Ogunsua's Palace, which is the official residence of the King, High Court of Osun State, Magistrate Court of Osun State, Customary Court of Osun State, Modakeke Post Office, 1 police station, and 2 police posts. Several new police posts are being proposed. National Drugs Law Enforcement Agency NDLEA office, to mention but few. Now to talk of commercial facilities and office spaces. There are tens of mini shopping complexes all over Modakeke. Therein are many outlets that deal in wares, electrical and electronic household items, furniture, building materials, mobile phones and phone accessories, plants and machinery, books and stationery, imported goods, among others. There are also several outlets for the sale of motorcycles and foreign used car dealership called Tokumbo. Modakeke has several service industries, otherwise known as mechanic villages. In this context, where related artisan concentrates. The fact that there are no tertiary institutions in Modakeke notwithstanding, there are many private student hostels in the town, wherein students of Ile-Ife-based institutions of higher learning such as Obafemi Awolowo University, the Polytechnic Ile-Ife, and Adventist School of Nursing stay. Moreover, Modakeke is in dire need of infrastructural development, and we appeal to government at all levels to swiftly intervene on the said infrastructures such as roads, hospitals, and educational sector in Modakeke.
Modakeke nílé mi o, ìlú ọgbọ́n. Modakeke nílé mi o, ìlú tó gbayì o. Àpà kọ́lẹ̀ bí o, ọ̀nà ló má jìn o.
Modakeke nílé mi o, ìlú ọgbọ́n. Modakeke nílé mi o, ìlú tó gbayì o. Àpà kọ́lẹ̀ bí o, ọ̀nà ló má jìn o.
Abuja tọmọ wà kò gbàgbé ilé. Amẹ́ríkà tọmọ wà kò gbàgbé ẹbí o.